Alright guys, we're back with a 1v1. This one is with the mighty Ninjahund. So this one should be an interesting one here. I'm playing the Dark Elves. I've got 2 units of Bleak Swords on the left side of my flank and another 2 units of Bleak Swords on the right side of my flank. And then I've got 2 units of Dread Spears kind of holding on the back line there with 2 units of Dark Shards. Nothing crazy, nothing cool, nothing overly unique here, with a unit of Blackguard of Nagaron in the very center, a Death Hag, kind of giving us that overall buff to the entire army, and then Malekith on his mighty dragon. Now, Ninjahund is playing the Tomb Kings with ARKHAN the Black, so he's already got 2 units of Carrions kind of going into my front line, I'm sorry, my back line. Also completely forgot about this. I've got 2 units of Cold One Knights and 1 unit of Dark Riders. So the whole point of this here is to lock up the back line with those Dark Riders, then use the Cold Ones to knock out any large constructs, Necrosphinxes, Ushabti, anything like that. So let's take a look at Ninjahund's army here. He's got some Skeleton Spearmen on the flanks of his army with another unit as well. Then he's got 3 units of Tomb Guard. So not a very wide army, so it's going to be a little bit harder for him to activate Realm of Souls. He's got 2 units of Necropolis Knights with Halberds. Then 2 units of Ushabtis with Great Bows. One of them being the dreaded Chosen of the Gods here. So he's got quite the elite army with the mighty ARKHAN the Black as well. So this should be quite the interesting fight here. As we can see, we already have the Carrions kind of swooping in towards my back line. That's never a good thing. Okay, calm down, Malekith. You're just screaming at us right now. We can kind of see I'm moving up slowly here. They do have those great bows that are really going to do a ton of damage, but we really kind of weather that as we move along. The glorious great bows are already starting to do their spread damage. Like, watch this thing. Watch this thing. Oh! But the great thing about Bleak Swords is they do have ranged defense. They are shielded, so that's going to give us a little bit of a staying power against those Ushabti great bows. I mean, otherwise, the Bleak Swords are a great target for them. I don't necessarily care about them getting shot up. Trying to deal with these Carrions here, though. They're going to rip up my backline if they get there, so we got to make sure we try and put some pressure on them. And by put some pressure on them, I mean completely ignore them. I think really at this point I had said, well, screw it. If they're going to get in my backline, they're going to get in my backline. I can't do anything about it now at this point. So probably not the best tactic, to be totally honest. Really should have probably stayed on these, because those Carrions, while they don't have tons of armor, I mean, nothing in the Tomb Kings roster has a ton of armor. It has 20 armor only. Melee defense is 46, but they've got a lot of weapon strength. 40 weapon strength for what the Carrion are is pretty good. It's a pretty solid option here. But those Ushabti Greatbow are so strong against any one single target. I mean, look at this Death Hag. It's already taken ton of damage. Malekith does as well as far as any other large creatures, as a dragon prince, anything like that. Or, I'm sorry, a prince on a dragon. So that's a kind of a lesson for you guys. Try not to take one single large object for those Ushabti Greatbow to really just focus down hard. Oh yes, getting up in there. Bleak Swords charging into those Tomb Guard. Oh yeah, with those Necropolis Knights in the background. How cinematic is that? That's like a Lord of the Rings shot that didn't exist because the Lord of the Rings didn't fight undead things like this. Where was Gondor when the Westwell fell? Oh! Excuse me, is this the way to the cafeteria? All you can eat Arby's. Sick. That's what I would assume any Necropolis Knight would be like. But look at that, this bulldozed the entire unit. Oh my god. I'll be honest, I didn't see that when the game was actually going on, so it makes a lot of sense. Wow. Oh man. Getting over here on this charge as well, so Spearman to Spearman, but I mean watch these Necropolis Knights just push through. Again. Boom. I didn't know they had such a mass to them. I mean, look, they just completely cleared that line out. I mean, that's devastating. Huge thing to know. I had no idea the Necropolis Knights were that quote-unquote massive. But we do have our unit of Dark Riders here. They're going to be able to at least lock up that backline so it can't fire as much. The backline is already being harassed by Carrions, and you can see the Carrions are doing short work of these Dark Shards here. And again, I should have really focused on this, because had I done that, I would have had these Dark Shards in a situation where they could actually fire onto the Ushabti Great Bows. I mean, the Death Hag hasn't even been able to get in the fight, and she's already just pretty much down. Spirit Leech in there kicking in as well. ARKHAN the Black is doing the Lord's work while kicking in his lovely little physical resistance shield. His army's still pretty much for the most part in full health, full strength. Getting a noxious breath off, and you can already see that we're starting to take some damage from the Ushabti's Great Bows. Kicking into these Tomb Guard here. Not doing much damage at all. I mean, watch these Ushabti Great Bow. They're just Sunring Armor. They're just doing all sorts of crazy amounts of damage here. Dark Riders getting, or sorry, Cold One Knights getting in a little duel here with the Necropolis Knights. We do know them to trade a little bit more in favor of the Cold One Knights with the Necropolis Knights, but you know, if they're backed up by anything, they can really be pretty devastating. Well, you just have no confidence. I mean, as we can see here, the Tomb Guard have pushed off this unit of Bleak Swords, this one as well. Our backline is completely faltered back there. My warriors are rallying to not much avail. The dragon just trying to get any kind of kills in he can. Blackheart on Nagaron kind of hanging on by a thread here. Take that chill wind! But man, those Great Bows are still just doing tons of damage to Malekith. Malekith, the only thing that can contest Malekith outside of those Necropolis Knights are the Great Bows. And the Great Bows are doing to great effect. Yes, forward. And not so much forward. They've actually already gotten off their Ushabti as well. Their Ushabti summons coming in here to help out those Dread Spears. Malekith's getting torn up by those Carrions as well. Other group of Carrion is eating up our backline. So you can see this fight went so valiant defeat, my dick. This fight went pretty miserably for me. Let's take a look at that post-battle report. So, in a turn of events that I wouldn't have gone with, Ninjahund went with 4 unit of Tomb Guard. I would have gone a little bit wider, probably 2 units of Tomb Guard with some Nehekaran warriors, but clearly that worked out extremely well for him. I went with something that I was expecting a wider front line as well, so I didn't have as many elite units up here. I didn't have any Executioners. Having some Harganeth Executioners probably would have helped me out, or even having some Black Ark Corsairs would have helped me out tons. In fact, usually I'll take Black Ark Corsairs against Tomb Kings, but I'm finding that the exchange rate hasn't been too much in the favor of the Black Ark Corsairs, so I opted for more of a Bleak Swords kind of line here, and that did not work out so well at all. In fact, the best performing units here were the Dread Spears and then the Black Art of Nagaron. So even this one at 43 is still pretty, you know, subpar compared to the other two. And the Cold One Knights, which I thought were going to help me shut down stuff like these Necropolis Knights, did not really fare too well. Only 8 and 9 kills on them. And our unit of Dark Riders did not do too well at all. I was hoping to really shut down some of backline firing that really just didn't get off the ground. Really, I think the biggest thing that Ninjahund had in the great advantage was the carrying right off the bat, just shut down my backline. And the biggest part about Dark Elves is that you've got these crossbowmen that are these really great AP units right off the bat, and they were shut down before the game even really got started, really even got going. The front line, the 2 front lines made contact. My backline was already wiped. So a number of mistakes on my part, but you know, you need these mistakes to learn how to get better. And I figure, why not showcase a game against the mighty Ninjahund? to showcase the things that I did absolutely wrong. But hopefully this gives you guys a lot of ideas on how to build Dark Elves against Tomb Kings, how to build Tomb Kings against Dark Elves, or vice versa. Anything of the sort, guys. Hopefully this is as educational a video for you guys as it was for me. But thanks for watching here today, guys. We got tons of lore coming out here this week. Hopefully I can cram it all out in time. I'm going to be doing our Vulcan video. I'm going to cover the life and death of the mighty Primarch Vulcan, or is he dead? Who knows? We're also going to be going into a video on Albion. A lot of you guys have wanted to know more about it, so I figured, hey, I'll do you a solid. I'll make a video on it. So we'll touch on Albion, and then the Lizardmen interaction with Albion, because I know some of you have wanted us to talk about Nakai the Wanderer. So he'll be in that video as well. And we'll be doing a video on the Darklands, which actually might go into next week, depending on how much time we've got. That's going to be a pretty massive one, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. But thanks so much for watching here today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, double dip, no tag back, no erases. Oh, fuck, I don't know how this works. But thanks so much for watching for today, guys. Have a good one, and take care.